हेलो एवरीवन, आज इस वीडियो में हम क्लास 6 एनसीईआरटी का 6 चैप्टर कवर करेंगे व्हिच इज चेंजेस अराउंड अस. I hope that you are following our series on NCERT. These NCERTs, trust me, go a long way in building your basics, and that is the reason we are compiling this series so that you do not have to spend weeks and weeks on this. Now before starting the video, let us see कि आज हम क्या-क्या कवर करने वाले हैं. Starting with some basic observations about common changes that we see around, we will study about the nature of these changes. We will cover factors that cause these changes such as expansion, contraction, evaporation, etc. And finally, हम कवर करेंगे रिवर्सिबल और इरिवर्सिबल चेंजेस को. छोटा सा चैप्टर है, so make sure you watch till the end and try not to miss out on anything. So changes are all around us. अब climate change को ही ले लीजिए. As we are going about our lives, there are such fundamental changes which happen to the climate. These changes are so subtle. In some cases, it takes centuries for us to understand कि क्या change हुआ है. But not all changes are like these. They are not so gradual. कई changes rapid होते हैं, उनके results हमें साथ-साथ दिख जाते हैं. And especially the ones which we cause ourselves. Let's see some everyday examples to understand this better. जैसे कि आप अगर ऑमलेट बनाते हैं, then you cause to change the form of the eggs using heat. या फिर when one prepares a dough, then you cause change to the flour by adding water to it. Let us take another example. अब फावड़ा तो सबने देखा ही होगा. So when we try to fix an iron blade to the wooden handle, we heat the ring in the blade to which the handle is to be fixed. Usually, this ring is made to be a little smaller. ये ring heat होकर थोड़ा सा expand करती है, जिसकी वजह से wooden handle is able to fit right into it. And then, when it is cooled, the ring contracts to make sure the handle does not slip out. So this is how we use expansion and contraction to our advantage. Now, in all of these examples, it is easy to notice that these changes are affected due to some or the other reason. There are endless number of ways in which changes can be caused. However, herein we shall be covering the ones mentioned in the chapter. Now, one such way is expansion, as we already discussed. Often, we see things that change their form due to expansion. For example, when we blow air into a balloon, it expands itself, thereby changing its form. Another such way is contraction. As opposed to expansion, contraction makes things smaller. Let us consider an example that will help us understand both of these. Now, in this example, we use the expansion to fix the metal rim on a wooden wheel of a cart. The metal rim is purposefully made a little smaller than the wooden wheel. Then, when we heat the rim, it expands so that the wheel fits right in. Afterwards, we pour cold water on the rim, causing it to contract and become smaller in size. This contraction itself makes sure that the wheel does not slip out. Now, the next way is evaporation for causing changes. Now, in the last video on separation of substances, we had learnt about evaporation as a method of separating components in a mixture. For example, salt and sand. I hope आपको याद होगा. See, evaporation causes the water to change its state. जब आप पानी को हीट करते हैं, वो liquid form से vapors में change हो जाता है. So, if you keep on heating water indefinitely, सारा पानी वेपर्स में कन्वर्ट हो जाएगा. As we have already learned, evaporation along with condensation are two indispensable processes in our nature's various cycles. Now, another such factor is melting. It causes a substance to liquefy. So, if you heat something all the way up to its melting point, it will be caused to change in its liquid form. Melting point is basically the temperature at which a given solid will change to its liquid state. So, melting also causes a change. For example, when we burn a candle, it starts melting. This causes a visible change in the length of the candle. Now let us look at reversible and irreversible changes. So all those changes that can be reversed are simply known as reversible changes, while irreversible changes, as the name suggests, वो changes होते हैं जो permanent nature के होते हैं. Another noteworthy point is that in reversible changes, कोई नया substance नहीं बनता है, whereas an irreversible change is always characterized by the formation of a new substance or a compound. Usually, it is seen that processes such as boiling, melting, evaporation, condensation, freezing, etc. cause reversible changes. वहीं heating, burning या फिर substances को dissolve कर देना एक दूसरे में for the purpose of mixing them with each other, इनसे जो changes होते हैं, they are irreversible changes. Example of reversible changes can be freezing of ice or melting of wax, जो हमने अभी discuss भी किया था. Irreversible changes का एक simple example है burning of paper. When we burn a paper, it converts into ash, which cannot be reversed for obvious reasons. So that is it. This is all that you need to know from this chapter. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please subscribe to our channel Simple Classes. And thank you so much for your time. Have a good day ahead.